with more than 50 hours of community service. He would use those same characteristics that had been instilled in him by his family to achieve his accomplishments. After returning to New York due to not being able to play football, he soon found his way to Tampa, Florida. He began at the University of South Florida in the spring of 2008, majoring in biomedical science. Once again, he became active in his fraternity and took on the role of chapter president. Not only did he help the USF chapter in becoming National and UGC Chapter of the Year, but he also was named President and Student Leader of the Year. One of his greatest accomplishments was organizing a group of students to help raise $10,000 for the USF Latinos Scholarship Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome this year's USF Hispanic Heritage Student Honoree, Mr. Cesar Hernandez.
Well, I just want a couple of moments of your time because this is a very prestigious award for me, and I'm going to share with you the reason why it's so prestigious to me. And it all began last year around this time. Two significant things happened to me, and it was, I remember I was at the USF Latino Scholarship Fund, and I was sitting with the rest of the students, and I'm looking at the recipients, and I'm looking at the sponsors. And I said, and I looked over to one of my brothers, I said, next year, I want to do that. I'm not going to wait for Winn-Dixie to do it, I'm going to do it. And then, at the Hispanic Heritage Kickoff, I was right over there, handing food, and the award came up, and Franz, the president of LAS at the time, won. I said, wow, like, what an honor to be honored by your fellow Latinos and your fellow students. And I said, I would love to feel that. I would love to feel that emotion. And now, I want to go even deeper, because there's a group of people that I want to thank. And this is a whole year in the making. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it correctly. And it all begins with two major lessons that I learned in my life. Extreme lessons at a young age that I learned. And one was when I was about 8 years old. Right, and I remember I was a real chubby kid. I would go home and just eat cookies and watch sitcoms, you know? And I would love to watch Family Matters and Growing Pains and Full House, you know, and the cliche thing that would happen that you will always see is you would see a young child, and they'll tell their parents, oh, you know what I want to do when I grow up? I want to be president. And they'll be like, yeah. You can definitely be president, of course, I love you, of course, daughter, I love you. I didn't know what president was, you know? But I assumed if I say that, the response is going to be, yeah, you could do that, yes, mijo, you know? So I was like, all right, I don't know what president is, but you know, I'm hanging out with my father one day, and I'm about 8 years old, and I look at him, and I'm like, Father, you know what I want to do when I grow up? He said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be president. And he looks at me and goes, it's not going to happen. First time I ever knew what the feeling of disappointment was. So I was like, what do you mean? This is not what happened in Family Matters, you know? This is not what happened in Growing Pains. What's going on? Lesson number 2. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, in a predominantly black area, right? When PS 282, I'm in 6th grade, Miss McKnight. And we're learning about Jim Crow laws and discrimination, you know, Watts riots. And I'm like, wow, like, look at what happened, like, look at this history. And I raised my hand, I'm Miss McKnight. What about Spanish people? Like, what happened with Spanish people, you know? And she looked at me, and she took her time. She was like, oh, you guys are fine because you speak Spanish. I said to myself, hey, smart, we speak Spanish, so nothing's gonna happen to me. What did that tell me? She didn't know. She did not know. So, lesson number 2, if nobody's going to teach me, I'm gonna teach myself. And if nobody's gonna give me the opportunity, I'm gonna make those opportunities. And like the USF Latinos scholarship, they were saying you're gonna live as you climb, you know? And as far as my father, there's a group of men, a group of individuals that fill that void, that if I say, we're going to raise $10,000, we're gonna win chapter a year, we're gonna win national chapter a year, we're gonna start a non-profit organization, they don't look at me and they laugh. They say, I'm with you, we're gonna get this done. And those are my brothers in Lambda Theta Phi, and I wanna thank them. If they could stand up, this is my family. You see, I wanted to do something because, as you see, experience is invaluable. So they're gonna get that experience. I'm tired of just scratching the surface of, there's an earthquake in Peru, let's raise money. I wanna build a foundation. I wanna say, these are the issues that we wanna address and this time addressing them. And somebody commented to me, because I actually gave $10,000 to a student I don't even know, right? But that's the key, I don't know her. And they said to me, you're paying out-of-state tuition. You can't even pay your own tuition. I said, but look at this. I'm investing in something that it's 100% guaranteed. And you know what that is? I'm investing in the world. You invest in the world, good will always come. My mother always told me, you wanna know who to hang around? Is look at what they've done and what they've accomplished, and you know what kind of person that is. So I say to them, I'm investing in the world. I'm investing in that person. I'm investing in my brothers. I'm investing into the students of USF. And this is key right here, what I'm about to say. There are people that make a living in the world, and listen to me, there are people that make a living in the world out of suffering, out of killing, out of murder, right? There's two spectrums. If there's people that are gonna tear down the world, I'm gonna be one of the people that's gonna bring it up. You see what I'm saying? And this is the last thing that I'm gonna say, because I talk a lot. My whole thing is to form an influence, is to form a catalyst. Somebody in this room, just like me, I was serving food, and I said, what I gotta do? What do I have to do to be recognized? What is the issues going on? I'm gonna keep paying it forward. Form that catalyst. I'm asking you, I'm telling you, join me. Because to be honest with you, you can't change the world. If you believe you can change the world, you can do it. And to my father, I'm sorry. He didn't have an example. It's not his fault. If nobody's gonna give me an example, I will be the example. But thank you very much.